Hello everybody, my name is Connor and I am here with Gecko versus Purple Luffy. I am excited about this match. I haven't really played this match too much. I haven't played against a lot of Purple Luffys in my day, and this was a fun one. Definitely manifested some brick hand here for me. But yeah, so we go first. We get the Sindri, not too much off the mill, and just trying to figure out what I want to do. I'm thinking I can drop Absalon, I think, on the board, get a body on board. I go ahead and discard Isho, and actually we have a Perona in our trash that we milled with Sindri, and I'm just going to try and keep my opponent's hand size low. I know he's going to be ramping a lot with leader ability and various ways to ramp, and my hand is not looking great. We'd love to see geckos, but not like this. So he ends up discarding Polly, and he takes his first life, and I am feeling pretty good about that. I'm super lucky to see the Perona off of the Sindri play that I did turn 1, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident overall. I'm definitely knowing that I'm still like learning the match and learning the deck, and this was after a mirror match I did, and I felt like I got some really good insight on the deck, as well as I am gonna be tweaking my deck. So my opponent goes ahead, takes a life to ramp a Dawn. I definitely want to play Purple Luffy again, not gonna lie. And he drops the Magellan. Honestly, this Magellan ruined my entire life. But we do get a Perona off of our first hit, so we can hit him with another Perona if we want, and we probably do want, because we are at 4 Dawn because of the Magellan. Definitely, I didn't realize how tough that Magellan was to deal with. But we swing, I think we are thinking about swinging 7. Yeah, we go 7, leader ability. I trash Perona, and I trash Hina and Sindri, playing out the Perona from my hand. He ends up taking, and he does end up trashing a card. He separates the card he took from his life, and he picks 1 card to trash with Perona. See, there it is. That's the card he got from life. And he is trying to pick, and I'm pretty pleased with two Peronas on board. Definitely just trying to flood the board as best I can, and yeah, I'm just trying to keep his hand size manageable. He ends up trashing a Kaido, and I go ahead and poke with 5, figuring I just get a card out of hand. He's already at 2 life. I don't think he wants to counter out, or I don't think he wants to take, excuse me. So, and he gives me the miss double finger, and I pass turn. Yep, he gains a life, gets his 2 Dawn for turn, and yeah, honestly, that Magellan is a really tough card to deal with, because I felt like I was like, oh, this is, when I do take him out, I was like, this is a good time to take him out, but it really set me back. So yeah, not really sure how to deal with a Magellan. Definitely not liking my Dawn being messed with by not me. But yeah, my opponent's going to take some time to think about what he wants to do here. I am definitely nervous because my hand is bricked. He goes 5 into Perona, and I let her go. I figure I can, Gecko ability again and play her out one more time. Just trying to get some pokes in, as well as keeping his hand size low. So he ends up swinging, I believe that's 7 if I'm not mistaken, and I go ahead and take. We get another Absalon, and he drops the kid and passes turn, and we get a 3rd Gecko. And it's kind of funny because when we were setting up for the game, we were joking, and I was like, I'm gonna get all 4 geckos in my hand, and yeah, so I get 3 of my geckos in my hand, which whoopsies, never saying that again. But yeah, so I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, looking through my cards to see if there is something I want to get rid of it, or to play out with Gecko ability. And yeah, so I'm sorting out my cards. I think I swing into Magellan here thinking like, okay, I'll go down to 4, and I don't think I like that play. Yeah, so I swing 7 into Magellan using leader ability. I trashed an Absalom. I think I should have trashed a Gecko. But I also don't think I've seen a hog back, if I'm not mistaken. So he ends up letting the Magellan go, which makes sense. And he counters out with, or he trashes a Bon Clay. And then I swing 7 into life. I'm trying to get rid of the kid blocker at this point. But he ends up blocking and 2K'ing out and passes turn. So really solid turn for my opponent. My opponent is a very good purple Luffy player. I mean, he's a very good player, but I feel like he is the purple Luffy man. I need to ask him for some tips and tricks. But yeah, so we have our trash has some decent stuff. I think it has Hina, and I think I'm still struggling on the, as I mentioned, the optimal Gecko play, and I think yeah, I think that I kind of understand a better Gecko play, but my opponent plays out Kaido and wipes my board, which is most unfortunate to say the least. Swings 5 into me, and at this point, yeah, I'm stressed, and I am thinking like, oh, I'll just play Gecko next turn, and then I remember I killed Magellan, like I can't play Gecko, like, I'm only at 6 Dawn, so yeah, really unfortunate. I don't feel like killing Magellan there was the play. I feel like I should have tried to get a Gecko on board before I got rid of Magellan, but yeah, I'm up a creek for sure. I'm thinking that I need to potentially drop Rebecca to get a 2K back. That's kind of where my head is. Or yeah, I think that's the best option. Do I do that? I don't know. I end up going 7, no leader ability. He blocks 2Ks with the ulti there. And I drop 5, I think. No, I tap 4, excuse me, and play out Rebecca. And I grab Perona. I'm just checking, making sure I don't want to grab anything else. I might grab a Sindri. Yeah, choosing between Sindri and Perona. Grabbing the Sindri. Sindri seems... Perona I'd like to keep in my trash, just in case I do need to, or I do get to Perona ability without using the 2K counter. But yeah, so that's why I grabbed the Sindri there. I don't think it had too much of an effect. I don't think it mattered too much in the end, but that's why I grabbed Sindri. Yeah, definitely thinking I should have discarded one of the Geckos. I mean, although yeah, I am like 90% sure I have not seen a hog back, which is unfortunate. He ends up playing Polly, popping my Rebecca. So I'm now really thinking like I should have just swung, or I should have just played Sabo. But he swings 6. I counter out with Sindri. I end up taking the Kaido hit. Get I think that's 3 of my 4 Absaloms, and he passes turn. And I'm like, okay, I'm at 8 Dawn. I think here, like moments like this, I do kind of wish that I was running Borsalino in this list. I did put Borsalino in the list I'm playing now, but at this point I wasn't running Borsalino, and I just think Borsalino's really, really solid. He's just a strong card, and yeah, I'm trying to figure out what play I want to do for the Gecko, and I am definitely... I'm trying to figure out how I can pop anything, really. And yeah, I think it's something I'm still trying to figure out exactly. is the, as I mentioned earlier, the optimal Gecko play with this deck. With Lucci, it was pretty easy to understand, but with Gecko, it seems like it's not so much about popping board or like using Gecko to pop, things. It seems more about using Gecko to flood the board, if you will. So yeah, definitely taking my time trying to figure out what I want to do. I'm trying to think, is there a world where I play, Helmeppo and Absalon, but I end up just dropping the Gecko and I play out Rebecca and Brand New, milling. I think I look through these cards, and Hina, I end up putting them all in trash because Hina, I really want to counter here, and I did not get a counter, so I take the Sindri back for the counter. And yeah, I don't really like that Gecko play. Part of the reason my commentary is so bad right now is I'm trying to think of a better Gecko play, and granted, I am very tired. I am home for lunch on work doing this right now, and my brain is just fried, so I'm definitely having some trouble. But I need to figure out the best Gecko play before this weekend. But yeah, so not a super big fan of that Gecko play. I do feel like, Rebecca is a relatively weak blocker. Especially because, last time I played Rebecca, she just got popped by the Poly, which I was not fully expecting. I should have been expecting, but I was not. So my opponent taking some time to figure out his turn. He probably has lethal here, I think, depending on how he plays this. Because, I've got one blocker. I do have a ton of cards in hand. Granted, I don't think my opponent knows that I have 2 Geckos in my hand, and I had 3 Geckos in my hand most of the game. So I'm trying. My thought here is I'm gonna try and save the Rebecca to block the Kaido hit. So he swings 7, and I give him the Sindri and an Absalon to get out of it. Yeah, he just has a ton of Dawn. It's definitely going to be tricky. Swings, I think that's, I want to say 8. I think Poly's a 6K. And yeah, I go ahead and give him every counter in my hand to get out of that. He goes 10 there, and I end up taking it, and we get Sakazuki. He taps the rest of his Dawn, playing out the blocker, and there was hope there. And then with that blocker and Kid, I'm like, no, I don't think I can get through both of them. I do think, if I had Hina, maybe, because I could have Hina and Sakazuki. I don't think that would have worked. But yeah, with 1k counter in hand and a ton on board, I don't think I can get there. I think I end up getting a Perona off a Gecko ability just to try and get counter out of hand. But realistically, I think I go for game, and I kind of know that I can't get through his blockers. I don't have the minusing tools. I don't have what I need. I think I do end up playing Sakazuki to pop something here. I'm just not exactly sure what I do here. Because I can't pop. I think I can pop Kid. Yeah, it's a 5 or less. So I think I end up going ahead, tapping 6, popping the Kid, trashing Gecko, and with the 4 Dawn I have left, and basically 2 swings. Yeah, so I end up going 5 lead with Yeah, 5 lead here. And my thought was 5, 7, 9. But I don't know if I think it would have been better to go like 2 larger swings. Yeah, because he counters out with both of those. I go 9, and he ends up taking, and I fold. So I think, yeah, and his last life was Kaido, so I was done no matter what. But I definitely think that one thing in like this deck is really showing me is I need to work on when to play down Gecko, and I need to work on when to go for lethal. So yeah, I will be doing those. I will be working on that. You know, in the next videos I post, I'll be trying to, assuming I remember, I'll be trying to really do that math. I know a couple of you guys commented on how to go for lethal on our last Gecko video, and I read them this morning, but I will read them again because I need to. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys liked this video, hit that like button down below. It helps me out more than you could ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.